Okay, here's our 1966 Ginetta G4R. Pulled it out so we can have a quick little video walk around so everybody knows what they're looking at. Like I said, 1966 G4R round tube independent rear end. It is believed when we talked to Ivor Walklet and his son Mark at Buttonwillow a few years ago for the Ginetta reunion, we believe that this was the very last G4R delivered. Anyways, it was built as a streetcar in England in 1966, was titled I think in 1967. We've got paperwork all the way back to the first owner. It's been a race car for the majority of its life, and grabbed a twin cam motor sometime in the I think early 80s, late 70s. Real quick, a lot of work has been done to this car in the last few years, but we have also run it quite a bit. It's in real nice shape for a race car. Obviously, there's going to be a few little, rock chips and stuff like that because, as you can see, it has been run quite a bit in the last few years. Last time we ran it was at the Sonoma Historics in 2015 in June or May, but you can see it's been in the reunion, and before that all the way back to when they called it the, where is it, Monterey Historics somewhere. Anyways, you can find it. Really nice car. Like I said, we've put a lot of work into it. Up front, Lotus twin cam engine. Top end was recently rebuilt by Tony Ingram. Bottom end leak down numbers are awesome. So we had a slight high RPM breakup issue, and that's why we had the head completely gone through. So motor's in great shape, twin Weber 45s. These were also they've been rebuilt just about once a year in the last 3-4 years while we've been running the car. Twin throttle return because we like to keep our drivers safe. Looking up front, all the shrouding and tin work, everything we've pulled off and repainted in the last rebuild, which was done before Sonoma. The hood or bonnet or whatever you want to call it is pinned for a quick release. So if you do need to actually work on the car, other than just checking oil and oil level and stuff like that at the track, it's pretty easy to get off. Really easy with 2 people. It's doable with 1. 3 years ago, when our shop first started using or running this car, we rebuilt the shocks and actually had them shortened so there's enough travel for the car not to bottom out, and we had them valved by PSI up in Sonoma. We've been through the entire suspension, all new rod ends last year. Rebuilt the calipers. It's the big Girlings off of, I believe a TR6 is the parts for those. New discs recently as well, before Sonoma. The headers are in great shape. You'll notice the back section of the exhaust is off, and that's because we've got it off for ceramic coating. So it'll be nice and shiny when this car gets to whoever it's going to. As you can see, round tube chassis. We've tried to keep this thing as original as possible because there's a lot of these things being run that have been modified quite a bit, and it's not really the point. Passenger side, pretty brave passenger to get into something to wedge into this, but could be done if you had to. You can see before our shop took care of it, Collins Restoration or Collins Racing Services down in Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, took care of it. Moving to the back, a little harder to see. All this bodywork does come off. The hard top is removable with a number of bolts back here, and then this whole back section, once you have the top off, you can see bolts on, and you can remove the entire body in probably about 40 minutes, and then you've got excellent access to the car. Pretty dark in here, my apologies. Fuel cell, I think it's about 10 gallons. We usually run 5 to 6 gallons, and it gets us through whatever we need. You can see inboard Girling brakes, limited slip rear end, and you can see same shocks in the rear, same type. Again, rebuilt and shortened. Fuel pump was new this year, and the battery was replaced 2 years ago with a smaller type, and that's why it has a new hold down. Once again, body's in good condition. We do have a couple spare panels, and we've got a I think we've got a spare nose that has had a minor crunch, but nothing major. The seat, we use this seat as a show seat because it looks better, but when the car is being run, we have a pour seat in, and that's what I recommend. Steering wheel is removable for entry and exit, because it's a tight car. Let's see, very fine spline, so there we go. Pedal assembly down here, nothing too special to see. Worthy to note that we replaced, I think, both brake masters 2 years ago. Proportioning valve, nothing special. Smith's gauges with the chronometric tack, so it's got the cool sweep. And that was rebuilt by Palo Alto Speedometer a couple years ago. The wheel shows a fair amount of use, but we think that's cool because it came to us like that, and apparently this wheel dates all the way back to the 70s when it was racing. I think it was B-Mod in England. Car weighs around 1,200 pounds. According to our scales, probably makes about 185 horsepower, real competitive. It's been, for us, very reliable the last few years, which is more than could be reasonably expected of a small volume British sports car. So yeah, quick, reliable, well sorted, and available.